Have you ever felt the quiet shift in a relationship? The subtle moments when something feels off. The laughter that once filled the room fades, conversations feel forced, and an unspoken distance settles in. Love rarely vanishes overnight. It dissolves slowly, leaving behind quiet clues that are easy to ignore until they're impossible to deny. In this exploration, we'll uncover 3 subtle yet revealing signs that love is fading, and how Buddhist and Zen teachings can help us recognize, accept, and move forward with grace. The first sign: emotional detachment. Imagine an energetic waterfall rushing down into a serene jungle lake, once animated by powerful ripples, hot steam rising up from the water below. But now imagine the water has turned green with moss and mud and lies still and unmoving. Similarly, when love diminishes, the emotional currents that once connected 2 individuals begin to still and become unresponsive. At first, the changes are almost imperceptible. Conversations that were once filled with curiosity and warmth become transactional. The spark that made mundane moments feel special dims. Slowly, one or both partners begin to check out emotionally. This detachment can manifest in different ways, such as less eye contact and less physical touch. Short, unenthusiastic responses to deep or personal questions, a lack of interest in each other's daily experiences, fewer shared jokes, private conversations, or inside references. Over time, emotional withdrawal creates an invisible wall between 2 people. The love is still there, but it's no longer being expressed, nourished, or reciprocated. Buddhist wisdom: the nature of attachment. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment or clinging is seen as the root of suffering. Love, when healthy, is free and flowing. When attachment grows, fear enters. Fear of loss, change, or not being enough. Ironically, the more we try to force someone to stay emotionally engaged, the more they may withdraw. True love flourishes in freedom, not in control. Recognizing emotional detachment early allows for open conversations, deeper self-awareness, and the opportunity to nurture or release the relationship with understanding. Expanding on emotional detachment, the science behind it. Research in psychology supports this phenomenon. Studies on attachment theory suggest that when emotional detachment occurs, the brain's reward system no longer responds to the partner in the same way. Dopamine and oxytocin levels, the hormones responsible for bonding, decrease, leading to a lack of emotional connection. Understanding this biological process can help individuals recognize emotional shifts as a natural part of long-term relationships and determine whether the detachment is temporary or a sign of deeper issues. Core stages of emotional detachment, such as subtle distancing, a noticeable drop in enthusiasm and engagement, increased irritability, small issues cause frustration, signaling a shift in emotional connection. Avoidance, making excuses to avoid deep conversations or spending time together. Indifference, when a person no longer feels invested in their partner's feelings or well-being. Recognizing these stages can help address emotional detachment before it leads to a complete emotional disconnect. The second sign: altered perception. Consider a cherished photograph that over time fades and loses its clarity. When love diminishes, the way one perceives their partner undergoes a similar transformation. The habits you once found charming now irritate you. The admiration you once felt turns to indifference, or worse, annoyance. You no longer see them as your teammate, but as someone distant or unfamiliar. At the start of a relationship, our brains are wired to see the best in our partner. As love fades, this positive bias weakens, revealing flaws that were always there, but previously overlooked. If these small irritations grow into a pattern of resentment, it's a strong sign that love is slipping away. Zen perspective, impermanence and changing perception. Zen Buddhism teaches the concept of impermanence. The Buddhist term for this is anicca, the understanding that all things, including relationships, change. The person you loved 5 years ago is not the exact same person today, just as you are not the same. Rather than resisting change, Zen encourages embracing it. Accepting that perceptions evolve can either allow us to see our partner with fresh eyes and appreciation, or help us recognize when it's time to let go without resentment. When we resist the natural evolution of love, we suffer. But when we accept its changing nature, we find peace, whether in renewal or in closure. The role of confirmation bias in fading love. Psychologists argue that when relationships weaken, confirmation bias reinforces negative perceptions. If one expects their partner to be distant or unkind, they unconsciously seek evidence to support this belief. Over time, this self-reinforcing cycle deepens emotional rifts. Awareness of this bias allows couples to break the cycle, fostering healthier communication and emotional reconnection. Signs that perception has changed. Romantic gestures feel forced rather than heartfelt. You compare your partner to others more frequently. You feel emotionally closer to friends than to your partner. You find yourself daydreaming about life without them. The third sign, growing emotional loneliness. Even in a relationship, one can feel profoundly alone. If you feel more at peace when your partner isn't around, it's a sign that emotional disconnection has taken root. This is felt when conversations feel obligatory rather than meaningful. You seek emotional support from others instead of your partner. There's no longer a desire to share joys, fears, or personal thoughts. So, how do you reconnect or accept closure? If you recognize these signs, you have two paths: reignite connection, initiate open conversations, engage in shared activities, and express gratitude for each other. Small gestures like leaving thoughtful notes or making time for date nights can help rebuild emotional closeness. Accept closure. If the love has faded beyond repair, it may be time to part ways with respect and understanding. Holding on to something that no longer serves you only prolongs pain. A Zen parable on love and letting go. To illustrate the nature of fading love and the wisdom of acceptance, let's reflect on a Zen parable. A young monk approached his master, troubled by the loss of a cherished relationship. The master, after listening patiently, handed the monk a beautiful porcelain cup. "I love this cup," the master said. "It holds my tea gracefully, the sunlight dances upon its surface, and its touch is pleasing. Yet I know that one day it will break, perhaps by accident or simply through the passage of time. When that day comes, I will not be saddened, because I understood from the beginning that its nature was impermanent." Final thoughts. Love is a journey, not a destination. Whether your path leads to rekindling love or embracing its end, every experience teaches something valuable. Which of these signs have you experienced? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. Subscribe for more insights on relationships, self-growth, and the wisdom of ancient teachings.